Hey guys, welcome to Real Talk, the place that I'm using to answer questions that people ask us most often when they find out that we homeschool our kids. So just a quick reminder that the answers to these questions are my own personal opinions and thoughts based off of our own personal experience while homeschooling our children. So today's question I am going to answer is, how do we do exams and assignments when we homeschool our kids? So as you know, we do distance education. So therefore we are enrolled with like a Queensland school that does a Queensland curriculum. So we do exams and we do assignments. So we've just wrapped up our 2025 year, which means the last 2 weeks have been full of exams and assessments and things like that. And they pretty much do it exactly the same way they would do it if they were in school. So the assessment side of things, for example, maybe for English, they might have to write like a full-on essay, like 600 to 1,000 words on a particular topic that they've studied or a book that they've been reading over the term, and they'll do that essay and then they'll submit it online. And then same things with like if they do like say film and television. One of our girls and our son did that, so they had to put together a written draft of a short movie that they were going to come up with, how they were going to like transition, who was going to act in it, the type of music, all that kind of stuff, the edits they were going to use. And they had to submit that draft in like week 5, and then in week 7 or week 9 they upload the final, which is the actual video. So they would have to then put together that movie that they had put their draft in for earlier in the term. So that's film and television. One of our other kids did podcasting, and he had to literally start from scratch, a written document on how he was going to put together his podcast, what the name was, why he called it that, and then he had to record the podcast and he had to edit it. So he had to have a guest, he had to edit it with music, and please don't do that, Grace, please don't do that, and transition, all that kind of stuff. So that's basically how they do assessments. There'll be a draft due in week 5, and then there'll be a final due in week 7 or due in week 9. Now with exams, it's pretty much the same as if they were in school. As the supervisor, your job is to supervise them. So in middle school, from grade 7 to 9, the exam is in their online learning platform. So basically, maybe the exam will be released a week before the due date, and once they open that exam, they have to do the exam straight away. After 90 minutes, it will time out and submit whatever they've done, or they submit it if they finish early. Our job as a supervisor is to watch them do the exam, make sure they don't cheat, all that kind of stuff, and just make sure that they're on task and that they submit it properly. With the senior part of high school, it's pretty much like as if they were in school. So the exam will open on a certain date at a certain time. So for example, on a Monday at 8:30, and between 8:30 and 8:45, I have to print it from my supervisor's account, then close down all the computer logins for myself and my daughter, and then she has to sit at the table and do a written exam. And then at the end of that exam time, we have half an hour to sign it all off and upload it. Obviously, I have to supervise her as well. So that's pretty much how we do exams and assignments, not too different to how they would do it in school. Anyway, I hope that answered that question. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments, because I'd love to share my answers to those questions. Hope that you have a great day, and see you next time. Hi, Grace.